It's the eve of the prestigious Goffs Orby Sale 2017. I'm alongside Group Chief Executive Henry Beeby. Henry, this is an incredibly exciting day, I'd imagine, for you.
Well, it is. It's all about potential today. It's all about getting ready. Our work's really done now until the sale starts, because we started off at the start of the year sending out our promotional literature. Then myself and Nick and Hamish and all the team, Jerry Hogan as well, went to all the farms, saw some beautiful horses when they were really like sort of youngsters. Now they're like teenagers. So we've done our work now. Everybody's here. And until the sale starts tomorrow, we're sort of just waiting.
And in the context of global bloodstock sales, what is the Goffs Orby Sale trying to achieve? What's its unique selling point?
Well, what the Goffs Orby Sale is it is now clearly one of Europe's premier thoroughbred auctions. I mean, if you take our flagship horse this year, Ribchester, he's the highest rated horse in the world to have been sold at public auction in Europe. That's what we're all about. Year after year we sell classic winners, we sell Group 1 winners all over the world. So it's really about selling the best Irish horses to a global audience. And we've often said to Irish breeders that Goffs is the gateway to the world for your horses. And happily for us, over the last few years, Irish breeders are sending us a higher percentage, a bigger share of their best horses. So when global buyers come here, and we had buyers from 25 different countries last year, they come and they find some horses that would match up with any catalogue anywhere in the world.
And as far as horses that you think are likely to fly, I know it's difficult to predict, but have you got any that you've got a particular eye on?
Well, I've got a number of the ones I've seen myself that I'll be auctioning, so that means that I'll have missed out a whole load of them. Early on in the sale there's a Galileo filly, and of course Galileo is the best there is. First foal out of a stakes winner from Ballylinch Stud. I expect her to sell very well. And then on the second day I'm selling a Frankel for Mile Hill House, a colt who's just a beautiful horse. I'm also selling two lots after that, a beautiful Shamadal colt. Those are just three. They may not be the top three, but they're three horses that I expect to, one, sell very well and then be top class racehorses like so many other Goffs graduates down the years.
And one such graduate came out of last year's Orby Sale. Capla Temptress bought for €26,000, and she's a Grade 1 winner now, courtesy of the man on my right, Jamie Lloyd, who picked her up for a song, and she won at Woodbine last weekend. Jamie, that must have given you massive satisfaction.
Yeah, I mean, to buy a filly like that's, you know, once in a lifetime really, that kind of money. We always thought, we bought her thinking that she had a lot of ability. She was a great mover. She won her first two starts and then ran very credibly in the Sweet Solera Stakes, doing her best work late. And Marco just does such a brilliant job sending these horses around the world. I mean, he's a fantastic international trainer.
Well, she's a leading fancy now for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies turf. What was it about her you liked?
She had, well, we'd bought the brother the year before, and at the time he hadn't run, and we thought he was, you know, going to be okay. But this filly was a very different horse. She's quite small, but very powerful and a great walker.
And I suppose it just goes to show that even in a sale as high quality as this, you need to leave no stone unturned. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, we find it hard to play, you know, at the top end. We've got to be looking for everything. You need to come here and look at every horse in the sale, because there's always something that's going to fall through.
How do you assess the strength of this year's catalogue on what you've seen so far?
Yeah, it's a very good bunch of horses. The consigners have done a great job. The sales company's done a great job getting them here, and they're a lovely bunch of horses.
Sometimes you can get an almost instant return at grade or Group 1 level, as we saw with Capla Temptress. Sometimes your Group 1 you wait a little longer for, as was the case with Here Comes When, who'd been a terrifically good horse for Andrew Balding, but got his Group 1 this year at the age of 7. He was bought here 6 years ago by Hugo Merry, who's with me now. Sometimes you just have to be patient, Hugo, but he's always been a smart horse.
Yeah, he was a beautiful looking yearling. We bought him here for Dr. Jim Hay and his wife Feetery, and he's very ground dependent, and they never got the soft ground that they wanted, and any time he got it he ran really well. And of course Goodwood was nearly a washout this year, and it suited him down to the ground.
How well do you remember him as a yearling?
He was a lovely, dark, good-looking horse from a very good farm down in Cork that I know well, and you know, I'm a great believer in going and buying off farms that have a history of breeding good horses.
And what sort of satisfaction did it give you to see him do what he did at Goodwood this year?
Enormous, because Jim and Feetery have been wonderful supporters of mine. They keep some mares with me on the farm on our stud farm down in Cork, and I bought a lot of stakes horses for him, but not a Group 1 winner. And what was really pleasing was it's his first Group 1 winner that he's owned with his wife in its own entity. So that was brilliant for me, you know.
And Hugo, how are you feeling about 2017?
Yeah, we found some nice horses here, worked very hard the last couple of days, and we've got a list together, so hopefully we'll be able to land on one or two nice ones.
And it's entirely fitting we end with the poster boy for the Goffs Orby Sale, who is the highest rated miler in Europe, one of the best milers in the world. His name, of course, is Ribchester. He's got a couple of dances to dance at the end of 2017, and he was consigned here 3 years ago at the Orby Sale as a yearling by the Irish national stud. Cathal Beale is with me now. Cathal, you've only just joined the Irish national stud, but I would imagine the reverberations from his success are keenly felt.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Obviously, we followed his career very closely since he made 105 here as a yearling. It's been a pleasure to follow him, and he's proved himself a worthy champion, which we all liked him as a yearling at the stage, but of course we didn't think he would go on to do as well as he has done. But it's been super to see him go on and be such a successful horse for Godolphin this year. And
for significant consigners, it's worth noting and pointing out that you want these horses to go on and do as well as they can, whatever you've made for them as yearlings.
Well, the goal is always to breed a racehorse, so we're always trying to. That's the end goal, and that's eventually where people will come back and use our service again year on year. We've been operating for 100 years, so we make our name by selling horses to become racehorses every year, as opposed to just peaking on the day here.
How hopeful are you that you've got the one that might be on the front of the catalogue this time next year, or in a couple of years?
Well, if I'm not hopeful at the moment, I'll never be. Yeah, no, the eve of sale, you're always hopeful. You know, we've got a lovely team of horses by some excellent sires in Master Craftsman, obviously our own Invincible Spirit. We have a Dark Angel, Galileo. So we've got some real sire power and some individuals to back it up.